Okay, hello. Welcome to my shop. I want to demonstrate here a little bit of an idea, a concept here of being able to make a 12-inch disc sander. And to do that, I cut out a 12-inch disc out of wood and put sandpaper on it. And I'll explain this here whole in a second here. And so my motor doesn't have any way of holding disc on there, so I have to make a arbor for that to hold the disc on. And so I came up with this little design here, like this. It's a piece of 3-inch aluminum bar stock, board for the 1/2-inch inner bore here to fit my motor shaft, and a set screw to hold that on there. And then I used a piece of steel, press fit, and then Loctite it in, and then I tapped a hole and threaded it. Now, because my motor turns clockwise, I have to use a counterclockwise tightening. So I had a 1/4-20 left-hand thread, so I was able to use that. So I used my tap, left-hand tap 1/4-20, and so because I had a 1/4-20 left-hand tap, I had to make a bolt for it. And so I made a left-hand tap, or left-hand bolt, left-hand threaded bolt 1/4-20 with a standard 9/16 inch socket head cap screw here and a washer here. Now, the reason why I made this here flange on here, that's for registering on the disc here. But I also have this flange on the bolt also. That means that I have to put a hole and bore a hole in my wooden disc as well to have these flanges meet. So in doing so, that means I have to have a counter bore on both sides of the wooden disc. Therefore, by doing that, that gives me the idea that I can actually put sandpaper on both sides of the disc. And that gives me the availability to be able to have maybe a 60 grit on this side, and then a 240 grit on this side, and be able to switch disc out on the fly to go from one grit to the other, and I can make as many of these discs as I need to with sandpaper on both sides. The whole key to this would be this arbor right here. So I'll go ahead and put this on the motor here, on my homemade disc sander here, and I'll just demonstrate how quick it can be to change out the discs. Okay, over here on my sander now, I'll go ahead and put the sanding disc on. First I'll put the arbor on. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll put the 60 grit on first. So all I gotta do is just slide this onto the flange. Put my bolt in. Again, that's a left-handed thread. That countersinks in there pretty far, which is good. And all I'm going to do is just hold my hand on the disc and then just give a small tightening like this. That's all it takes, just a little bit like that. That's about it. We'll plug it in. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll adjust my table here where I need it. It will slide in and out for angles. I can set this up with a square if I needed to. Okay, so I can set up with my angle here. I can set up with my square. If I want to get it square here, I can just adjust it where I need it at square. And then we'll just take a little test run here with a piece of 2x4 here. Okay. Now, if I want to do a fine finishing on that, all I do then is let this comes to a stop. All I do is just unhook the table back a little bit, like that. switch it around. Now ready for some fine sanding. So the reason why this concept works for me is because I don't use the center of the disc here. I just use from here out to here. So that works pretty good as far as that's concerned. And so I just wanted to share this tip of how we can make a disc sander with the availability to be able to switch out the grits on the fly. That's the main thing for this. So, okay, well, thanks for watching. Have fun in the shop. Bye.